hog's coming, the hog's coming. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Social. I am your humble correspondent, Bobby Randall, and the crowd says, good morning, everybody. Wow. We got a whole house full this morning. The place is, I wouldn't say packed, but about half packed. Now, we're gonna have to get some security in here because there's a couple guys that I see that they let in here that I'm not sure. Dan, good morning. How you doing, buddy? My motorcycle riding buddy. There's Dan. Say
hello, Mr. Bobby.
Yeah, how you doing this morning? Good?
I'm doing all right.
You survived our trip. Are you ready for another year?
Oh, absolutely. I'm ready in a couple of weeks.
We're planning another motorcycle trip next year. Dan was one of the riders that went all over half the country with us in July. And was also one of the guys, when you got home, didn't you get sick? I got sick. I got the flu. Didn't you too? Did you get the flu?
Yeah, not the flu. Flu and bronchitis and the whole 9 yards from all the stuff we inhaled.
I guess so, man. I don't know. And you know, I went to this doctor in Colorado, and they're whacked out there because I went in and I'd been sick before, and I know I needed antibiotics. I need to get antibiotics. And, oh no, well here we don't do that. You don't what? I said, well, give me some steroids. Give me that steroid shot. No, we don't do that. Well, then what the hell do you do? Well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I just continually got sicker and sicker, and I had to ride all the way across the United States on a motorcycle sick. And I had type A flu is what I had, so not fun. Anyway, good to see you this morning. Good to see everybody. We've got a bunch of folks here, a bunch of new faces here, so we're excited to get the show here. Of course, the regulars are here. Up in the tap is Captain Kurt at the helm up there. And also Fast Eddie is here. Say hello to Fast Eddie, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Running along here, and now Eddie, you were telling me yesterday you got some real serious memorabilia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What you gonna?
Oh no, yeah. Yesterday I rode my motorcycle. Of course, it said no chance of rain, and I got caught in three rainstorms coming back. So I don't believe those weather people at all.
No.
And I double-checked that to make sure. So I drove off to Gainesville, and any of you remember the country reunion DVDs? Well, it was kind of humbling, man. They were picture getting all the country stars that come here in one little room gathered, and they all tell stories and sing some songs. And it was pretty cool watching Crystal Gale, watching Johnny Lee, watching James Gregory, watching all these guys tell stories and know that they've been here and we've met them. So that's pretty cool.
A buddy of mine started that. His name's Larry Black, and Larry was a radio guy first at WSM Radio in Nashville. And he had this idea, and back then, remember TNN? You all remember that? There was a thing called the Nashville Network, and it had all country music television. So he went to them with an idea that they said, oh, this will never work. He said, well, let's get all these old country stars together and call it a country reunion, like we'll just do a show. Well, they said, not. Anyway, they shot him down. So Larry independently did it on his own. Went out and started this thing where he got a bunch of old guys together. And the amazing thing about that, if you ever watch it, is because they have the crowd is all old country stars like Billy Walker. And if you watch one of those now, so many of those people have passed away, and it's just absolutely amazing. And it's they have a little house band, and everybody gets up and sings their songs, and it's an amazing little thing. But the best thing I remember about Larry Black was Larry Black probably ran about 280 pounds, and I bet I played racquetball against him 50 times in my life and never once beat him. He was just he was a bad, and I'm a pretty good racquetball player, or was. But anyway, so good for you. Well, moving along, we've had a great, what is this? It's already, today's October 1st, isn't it?
Yeah, can you believe it?
For those of you asking, I was supposed to be in Nashville today playing with the Sawyer Brown boys at the Ryman Auditorium. Mark is sick. He's on 3 weeks vocal rest, and so they canceled a bunch of shows. There was a big show in Apopka they were going to do next, I guess this weekend, right? Saturday or Sunday they were going to play there, and he canceled that too. So that's the bad news, and the bad news gets worse because he sent me a text yesterday and said that they had rescheduled it, and due to my allegiance to Mr. Byers and this fine establishment, I have to pass because it's on February 15th, which we have 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and 2 shows Sunday here at the Orange Blossom Opry. So I'm going to have to pass. It's not that big a deal anyway, but I mean, it was kind of cool. So I won't be able to go back and do that because I will not abandon the ship, Mr. Byer, sir. I will stay the course and not get to go play with the boys. Anyway, so we kind of had the end of our country showcase. We had a George Strait feller here, Kenny Rogers feller, and Toby Keith feller here last week. I think the folks really liked Toby Keith. Did you not, Eddie?
Yeah, there's one, I've been here a long time, and there's some moments that literally tear you up, and that used to.
Well, I'll tell you what tears me up, Eddie, is, and not to interrupt you, but while we're talking about this, is your singing. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, there's a picture out there of a vet who came up and was saluting. I can't remember. Was it Steve? What was the first name of the
Mike.
Mike, when he was singing at one of those patriotic Toby songs, and I just teared up. And I tear up when I go back and look at the picture of it. It's pretty amazing, to see the vets come up. And he stood there during that whole song and saluted.
Yeah.
Saluted. That was pretty cool, man.
Well, here's what I'll say to Mr. Byers. Because I follow orders well, sir. That guy, I'm all about the tribute acts. And those guys look like the characters as they did. When they start to take on thinking that a little bit, sometimes I want to go, because he wanted me to introduce him as Toby Keith, and I did. But I generally don't do that. But I was friends with Toby Keith, which made it even a little difficult for me. He said, yeah, just go out there and say Toby Keith. And I went, really? Because I was friends with Toby. But that's what he did. But I thought they did a great job. They all did. They had a packed house for everybody. The auditorium was packed for double shows, sold out. So I presume we'll see those rascals again sometime. And again, to me, it's not about, I don't care what you look like. To me, it's about the music. And, to hear all those songs. Toby had a lot of hit songs, a lot of big songs, and a lot of cool songs. And some songs you wouldn't necessarily think, that song, Kiss Me Like That or Kiss Me, whatever. That's a real...
You shouldn't kiss me like that.
Yeah, real country, different kind of thing, because most of his stuff's pretty rowdy and rolling and pretty roughneck. Or, his music's like that. So he's kind of a rock and roller guy. But
I was nervous. I found out probably, somewhere earlier that morning, we got talking to Mike, the lead singer, that, hey, I know Toby Keith's lighting guy for 30 years. And he says, oh, Bones is coming tonight.
Yeah.
And we had never been here before. And I'm going, oh, man, I got to step up my game. How am I going to be able to...
Did you know him, Eddie?
Yeah, we have lunch every now and then. Not Toby, but I know Bones from...
Yeah, because he said he knew you.
He's a softball player in the Villages too, which is that's a whole nother story.
Well, you shouldn't have anything to hang your head about because you did an awesome job.
It was fun, man. It was. My back was against the wall on that one. I was nervous. I get nervous too often.
I think you've done an incredible job, Eddie. I've seen some of the pictures lately with the lights and stuff, and you truly are a pro at what you do, and a job well done. Now your singing sucks.
Yeah.
But as a guy,
you should see my dancing.
Oh yeah, I bet that makes your singing look like Pavarotti.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Eddie, there's just something about you dancing that just kind of makes
you don't want to see that.
Makes me want to take my own life.
Yeah.
So just pull out into oncoming
that's
traffic.
Not good.
We all love you, Eddie.
I was a disc jockey, so I got to watch everybody else dance. That's the key to it. I knew I couldn't dance.
There you go. I can dance a little bit. Dancing's not easy for a white guy, they say. But when I asked my mom what attracted her to my dad, because that's a dumb question, but it's something you always want to ask. Hey, why did you get attracted to so-and-so? And how did that happen? And my mom said my dad was a great dancer. And this is back in the 40s and the 50s when they really danced, swing dance. My dad could do all that stuff. He could do the Charleston and do all that swing dance and throwing stuff. And he used to do it even with my sister as he got older. My sister's a pretty good dancer too. So a little bit. And I can I can not embarrass myself. I don't do the white man's overbite. You know what that dance is? That's when they go. That's the white man's overbite. Yeah, not a pretty sight to see. I don't do that. Remember, what was that movie that was out with I can't remember the guy. Remember, he hooked up people. He's a black guy, and he was, he's really famous. I can't think of it, but anyway, he was saying, "You're right here when you dance. This is you. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Stop doing this. Just stay right here. Just stay right here." That's what I do. Stay safe and stay right here. Anyway, what a great month it was, I thought, here at the Orange Blossom Opry, because incredible, mostly country music. Kenny Rogers was a big thing for me. All those songs, again, just, I tell you this, I used to go out every night. I was on tour for almost 2 years, and every night, unless we left to go, I would make my way back out to the auditorium or where, we played these big old arena places. And I'd sit in the corner and just watch Dolly and Kenny sing Islands in the Stream. I'd seen their show so many times, that I knew it, but I'd go back there and I'd go, someday, and today's the day, I'll sit back and think, man, that was history being made. I watched them work that song up when they first started playing it, and it was just amazing. So to hear the Kenny Rogers music again for me is kind of one of those things that take you back. But now we move forward.
Yeah, we're shifting gears here.
For all you folks from Boston, forward. We move forward into October, which is Rock the House, Rock the OBO month, because starting this weekend on Saturday, we've got the Rocket Man, who is going to be an Elton John tribute show. And the interesting thing about this is this dude's got a bunch of Elton John stuff. I mean, this guy is really, really the real deal. Not that nobody else is, but he's really taken this thing to another level, don't you think, Eddie?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. And a lot of production, a lot of stuff going on here. My boys are going to have to get their game on because a lot of work is going to be put into this show on Saturday, 2 shows. And they're, I don't know if they're completely sold out. There may be 1 or 2 tickets left here or there, but I don't have my ticket count in front of me, but you can check on that. There still might be a couple tickets left for that show. Moving on, of course, our Friday Night Live is this Friday, and I got a cool thing for those of you. Any of y'all come to Friday Night Live? Some of y'all? So we've been pretending to be a blues band. And we've been pretending to be. So we do a good job? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And so the boss comes up and said, well, okay, so you can do 1 blues song, big deal. And I said, okay, boss. So you might see 2 blues songs out of us
nice.
This weekend. We're working on getting that stuff up because our blues series is coming up. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But Bon Jovi the weekend after that, how about that? That should be awesome. Journey coming. Those guys are always awesome. And we've not had the Pink Floyd guys here,
no.
have we, Eddie? No. But you will probably be falling over yourself on that, right? Pink Floyd.
All of them. Yeah, the Floyd's going to be really good. I just recently went to a Floyd show. Yeah, it was really, really amazing.
The real Pink Floyd show?
No, the Australian Pink Floyd show, which is pretty much as good as the Pink Floyd.
Well, and that is true in a lot of cases, that some of these guys are equally as good as the original people.
Yeah.
And it's the original people like me have gotten older, and but they got young cats in there doing this stuff. And to me, I don't care if you look like Pink Floyd. Did you know Floyd or Pink? Did you know Pink himself?
No.
There is no Pink.
No.
Or Floyd.
I wore pink a few times.
Yeah, again, yeah. Well, TMI right there, Eddie. That goes right up there with a root canal.
Never had Pink Floyd spandex, though. That's something I never had.
I do have to tell you this, though. In Sawyer Brown days, when I was wearing, I never wore spandex. My pants were tight, and they were pretty out there, but they were never.
They look like spandex to me in some of them pictures.
Yeah, they were. You find those pictures. They were never spandex like what is that spandex like women wear that tight. But they were weird. I'll guarantee you that. Where was I going? Oh, but I did have a pink. See, those were not spandex though. Those were not like spandex pants.
Well,
those were just.
But you've got a leopard one. I've seen.
But you can see the pink because I kind of had a little thing there. That pink guitar, a guy named Joe Glacier built me that guitar. He's a famous guitar builder in Nashville. And he built that guitar for me in 1984 or 5, I guess. And it cost me $1,000 then.
Wow.
And I still have that guitar in my guitar collection. And so, because today, walking out on the stage of the Orange Blossom Opry with a pink guitar is not necessarily... doesn't necessarily sound like as cool
or
as
a mirror ball guitar.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
In those pants, probably not, though. I do get busted for wearing skinny jeans because I wear skinny jeans a lot. Cowboys do wear skinny jeans. Unbelievable. All right, where was I? Oh, anyway, Pink Floyd will be here, and they will be absolutely awesome. And then at the end of the month, on the 29th and 30th. Hotel California will be here again, and I believe those shows are all sold out as well. So I'd like to talk about the shows in the future because I say this all the time. If you folks, any of you folks out there watching, are thinking about coming to an Orange Blossom Opry show, don't wait, because a lot of these shows are already sold out, way out in advance. So fear not, step up to the ticket box and drop down that credit card, y'all. Also, if you have any questions today, if you have any questions online out there, Captain Kurt's at the helm, the producer of the show today, and he will be glad to take your questions, and I always like to answer questions. Also, if you have any here in the audience, just raise your hand, and our roving reporter, Mike, will show up with a microphone, and you're able to, that way I'm able to hear you as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there we go. Come on in, Davey. Our illustrious piano player was supposed to be here today. I talked to him, and yeah, I'll do the show with you. And I said, okay, and he's not here. But Dangerous Dave Hawkes, everybody, is here.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Here's a question from YouTube. Reagan Leslie wants to know, how do you pick the songs you're going to do that night?
Well, here's how I pick all the songs. Are you ready? I worked for a radio station for a while, and it's not a difficult thing, but this was a thing that worked for me, and that radio station is still using the same format. So you go and you look at the demographics of your crowd. That's the age group. How are you? Like all these young rascals here in the front row, and there's young, and then Dan. What are you, Dan? You're 102, something like that. Yeah. So Dan's up there, and you look at the demographics of the people, and you try to figure out, well, what kind of music did they listen to, and what did they like? Now, I would say by looking at you all, it's a fair assessment that let's just don't raise your hand. How many of you all are fans of the Eagles? Just put your hands up, of the Eagles. You don't have to put your hands up if you don't. Put them up. So everybody in this audience has put their
Make
hands
up your mind.
Put their hand up, except Mike. He's
a Bon Jovi guy.
Yeah. No. So everybody likes the Eagles, right? So you can't go wrong with doing an Eagles song. Now, there's tons of Eagles songs that people may not know, so you just go pick the big songs. Hotel California, Life in the Fast Lane, Desperate. Pick the big songs that they do. Now let's go to Brooks and Dunn. All y'all know who Brooks and Dunn is? How many people know do not know who Brooks and Dunn is? Anybody? Everybody knows who Brooks and Dunn are. Alan Jackson. So you all listen to the same kind of music. So I go to that genre, and I pick their top best songs. And a lot of times, guys will say, hey, let's do this song. And I'll say, no, because I want everybody to know every song that we play. And I want it, if you pick on the charts, like this was a #1 song or this was a #2 song, 3, you can't go wrong because everybody knows the song. Then take your band, and you need an incredible band to do this and execute the song exactly like the record. So in reality, our band is a tribute band to everybody we play because we don't play a George Strait song unless you play it exactly like the record. And you kick off those intros, and it's just like the record. I've got you. I've got you. When we kick off the intro to Hotel California, I can look out there in that crowd, and you got everybody. You're right in the palm of your hand. Same as Brooks and Dunn. He sings a lot of Brooks and Dunn songs. The minute we kick off one of those Brooks and Dunn songs, we have you, and that's what we want. We want the audience to be included with us and feel that music. So that's how I choose. Every song we play is by that. Is everybody going to know the song? Can we play the song exactly like the record? And that's what we do here at the Orange Blossom Opry. We sell music. We don't sell anything else. We sell music, and whether it's us or the bands that come in on the weekend. So that's how hopefully I answered that question. If there's any other questions, let me know. And we take requests from people too. Sometimes people can send in songs, and I think of things, oh, hey, this is it. We get a lot of requests for a certain song, then we may throw it in the show, if it's the same sort of thing. And a lot of requests for Eddie to never sing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave knows that. There's no stranger
Or
to
dance. No
so,
dance.
Oh God. And I also like to take a second and say I was in Michigan hanging out with my mom last weekend, and here's something that's going to be fun. My sister's having surgery, so my mom is going to come spend a week with me next week. Yeah.
Nice.
So I will be the Nurse Randall. And I'll probably bring my mom to a couple shows. My mom can't see anymore, but she can certainly hang out somewhere in here. But she's going to come spend a week with me where the week after that, you'll probably see me back in rehab. So, my sister takes care of my mom, y'all, and God bless any of you folks out there that take care of seniors and work with people like that, because it's a difficult job my sister does every day. And so next week, if you see me pulling my hair out, you'll know what.
Knowing your mom, she's probably going to want to ride that horse.
Yeah. I may take my mom for a ride on that Harley. Where's Mike? We may get the Harley out and take my mom for a ride. She likes to still ride the Harley.
Yeah, we can get her on there.
Yeah, Mike and I.
Hopefully no bones break as we sit her down.
Yeah.
See, that was going to be my question.
Yeah?
Is when we're going to start our Wednesday rides again?
Well, we'll start our Wednesday ride. There's Dan out there. We usually do rides out of the Orange Blossom Opry on Wednesdays, and I'm a sissy boy. When it's hot, or like you said, Eddie, yesterday, I don't like to get wet.
Yeah.
We got wet once on our trip out west. Pretty wet.
Couple times.
I don't like to get wet, man. I just don't like that. So right now, that's the season here in Florida. Is it rains and just about every day, which is fine. But when it cleans out a little bit more, we'll start those Wednesdays, because that's always a lot of fun. We just Mike's a road captain and takes us around to different restaurants and places like that. So we'll start that probably again. Let's see. You know what I wanted to say? I got sidetracked. I was not here last week because I was up hanging out with my mom, but I thought Dave did an incredible job last week. Did he not?
Thank you. Of course, Doug helped quite a bit.
Yeah, Doug was here, and of course, Eddie was always here with his nonsense. But y'all did good. Eddie, you too. You did a wonderful job.
It was fun.
Hey, what do you got? What, it's not
All
what,
right.
It's not what you got. Excuse me. It's what do you have?
All right, it's been interesting, not interesting, kind of a sad couple weeks for me. Judy Rodman, who is one of my favorite singers, and Nathan, thanks to Nathan and Caroline, Nathan went up and worked with Judy just a couple of weeks ago in the studio and done some work. And Judy had a really bad fall a little over a week ago, and she's in the hospital. We're sending prayers out to Judy Rodman. And it was a really bad fall down some cement stairs, and so she was pretty messed up. But wanted to bring that in because he got me my album's autograph for Judy. She's such a sweetie. And of course, we lost yesterday. We lost Pete Rose, who really was a huge impact in me growing up in a small little town. That man influenced me. The way he played. And this little plaque right here is in the Villages. When I'm pretty competitive softball player, so when we were in the Villages over for 8 years, I was a coach of a team, and you got to pick a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And as your team, and guess who won the championship right there on 15?
Yeah, you.
The Roses. Mm-hmm. P. Rose was.
Now, Eddie, you play softball.
And I got to meet him. Yeah.
What position do you play?
I play everywhere. I'm very versatile.
Somebody said you were really good at third base.
I can play third. That's my second choice.
They said as you played third base, you were easy to hit when they were rounding.
You have to be very quick to be third base.
You played you played the base itself?
No, I can play that. The only position I don't like because there's no action is catching. I didn't like that. But I pitched. I was a very, very good pitcher in the Villages. But I can play anywhere.
Pete Rose, baseball is different now because when I was a kid, I can sit here and tell you the Detroit Tigers lineup team when I was a kid. So that would be in, 67, 66. Norm Cash, who was their first baseman, used to come hear me hear my band play when I was had a little Michigan band. Second baseman was Jake Woods. The third baseman, Jake Brooks, I think, was Rocky Colavito, Willie Mays, Al Kaline. I knew all the players. I knew everybody's player. I don't know if kids do that with baseball anymore.
Well, the picture down below is the 1975 lineup of all the Cincinnati Reds baseball cards. I've had that since 1975. I've had those cards. I actually have the entire series of all the players, Hank Aaron, everybody who played in that era. I got the whole series, and I got them one by one in those bubble game wrappers. You didn't go buy out the whole series. You had to pay it the hard way. A lot of bubble gum.
Do you? Didn't one of those guys? Didn't Jim Bunning go on to be a state politician or something? I think he did. He was
I would imagine
Cincinnati guy.
Yeah,
Cincinnati Red guys. I'm watching a movie called Prison Break, and there's a guy in prison because he stole a baseball card. And he said, how the hell can you go to prison for stealing the baseball card because it was like I don't know,
$1 million card?
$50 million Yogi Berra card or something that he stole, and he went to prison for that. Pretty serious. Well, yeah, it is a sad day for baseball because Pete Rose.
Well, not
nobody
just
could
a
call
sad day
game.
for baseball. Don't forget, we also recently just lost Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, true.
And you know, Keith, who's worked with everybody, worked with Chris Christopherson, because Keith played for Waylon Jennings for a while and also played in the band The Highwaymen. Wow. And of course, you all know that was Waylon, Willie, Chris Christopherson, and Johnny Cash. And I never got to meet Chris Christopherson. I wish I had. That was one guy I'd never met in my running around, and it is a sad day. He's got an interesting story, you know, a songwriting story like none. You know, people don't understand at all what it is. Everybody calls himself a songwriter. I say there's people that write songs, that's what you do, and then there's a songwriter. Not to be ever confused as one and the same, because all of us can write a song. We can sit down here and write a song. That doesn't make you a songwriter. It makes you a person that writes songs. And he went there, you know, got a job. All those guys have stories. Got a job in just sweeping up janitor at a studio and cleaning, cleaning the toilets and all of that stuff. And just so he could get around those people, and then did the thing you should never do, which is, hey, would you listen to one of my songs?
Right.
Which is a quick way to get fired at any of those jobs. But yeah, God bless him for all of his stuff. And of course, he wrote, you know, probably 3 of the biggest songs
of all
ever,
time. Yeah.
ever. Does anybody not know Bobby McGee? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows Bobby McGee, and I pray to God that there are some people that would stop singing that song.
Right. Well,
But
help me make it through the night.
yeah,
you
so
know.
Help Me Make It Through the Night, which was just an amazing song. So he wrote those by himself too, as well. So, all right, moving along. Speaking of songwriters, Laurel Canyon is coming here.
Man.
On November 2nd, and I know one of those guys in that band, and he's a songwriter. His name is Gary Burr, and I wish I could. Maybe you can, one of you guys, Captain Kurt, look it up for me while we're sitting here. But he's written all kinds of major songs, big-time song records, and some for Pure Prairie League. Isn't that what we were talking about?
Well, he was in Pure Prairie League. He took Vince Gill's place in Pure Prairie League.
Oh, that's what he did.
Yeah, but no, as a songwriter, he wrote so many. When we were talking about this, I looked it up, and he wrote "Blame It on Your Heart" for Patty. Think About Memphis.
Oh, I try to think about Elvis, isn't it?
Elvis, yeah.
I try to think about Elvis.
Yeah. And I mean, the guy has written so many songs. He's got a Wikipedia page just listing his songs.
Yeah. So, amazing songwriter. And like many of the songwriters at that time, you know, there's no money in that business anymore because I don't know if you know how songwriting works, but it was like selling this. If you owned a piece of this and you sold this bottle of water, then you made a certain amount of money on it if that was your deal. That's how songwriters worked. When they never sold their songs, but when people recorded their songs and they went out, it was sold on a tangible item like a record or a CD or a tape, and you got a percentage of that. I made a lot of money as a songwriter off of Reba McEntire and Mickey Gilley and different people because they recorded my songs. I don't have a Wikipedia page, but. Yeah.
You look at his credits list, and it's like a '90s radio playlist. You know, because
really?
you have artists like Lady A, Colin Ray, Minnie McCready, Juice Newton, Oak Ridge Boys, Patty Loveless, Reba McEntire, Kathy Mattea, Susie Bogus, Tim McGraw.
What is he doing out playing? That guy should be on his own island. You know.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway. They're coming in, and I really look forward to that.
That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the one that's going to surprise a lot of people because Crosby, Stills, Nash had a lot of hits.
Oh, yeah, they were awesome. Do you have a favorite? I guess everybody. Now, see, here's another thing. Does everybody know who Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young is?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does, right? So there you go. Now, sir, you didn't raise your hand. Are you? Could somebody see if he's dead? He may have died over there. I'm not sure. Check and see if that guy's dead. Anyway. No, he's not good. God bless you. Thank you for waking up and joining the show. Anyway, where was I?
You were asking
Crosby,
what your
Stills,
favorite
Nash.
song was.
Oh, mine's got to be the teach your children well. Because that steel guitar, when it starts out at the beginning of that, I can't remember who played that, but it's so out of tune. It's horrible, but everybody loves it. I'm not sure who played that, but what's your favorite?
I
Crosby
don't even like boats, but I love Southern Cross. The
Yeah.
song Southern Cross they did.
That's a good song, too. What does it have to do with boats, Eddie?
Oh, it's about a sailboat.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I get
Did you know that?
seasickness.
I didn't know that.
But
actually.
Eddie's, you know.
That's the name of a boat they had, Southern Cross. Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie's.
I thought it was about Australia.
Oh, Lord.
Well, it has to be. I actually saw the Southern Cross. You know what the Southern Cross is? You all know what the Southern Cross is? You don't? You do. He does. You don't. You know, well, the Southern Cross is a star formation that can only be seen in Australia because we have the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper. But as you know, Australia's
The other side of the world.
over here,
Down under.
down under, and there's a upside down, as a matter of fact, kind of on an angle this way, a cross that kind of, it's not upright, it's kind of that way. And you go out to the stars at night in Australia, you can see the Southern Cross. Now, I saw that, but I fell for this, y'all. When we were going to Australia, I toured Australia, and this is pretty funny. When I toured Australia, there was this kid that opened for us with a guitar, just him and his guitar. His name was?
Keith Urban.
Exactly. Nobody knew who he was. He was just a kid getting started because I'm old. But they told me, they meaning all these people around me, said that in Australia, when you go to Australia and you cross the equator, that the water goes down the toilet a different direction. And because of that, I can tell you that's not true. The first thing I did when I got off the plane is went in, looked at the toilet, and flushed it. And went. They said, you know, what in the hell are you doing? And
Gotcha.
I said, research. Yeah, somebody's been lying to me. 'Cause,
I wonder how many people do that. You know.
flush the toilet?
Yeah. First thing, go straight to the toilet.
Well,
just
you
to
get
see.
told that enough. You know, you go in, you want to check it out, right? The water goes down there backwards. That's not true. It goes the same way because it's how the toilet's set up. I fell for the whole thing.
At least it didn't come back up.
Right.
Yeah, which is it's a whole nother story. If you go to Japan, you know, not that we need to be talking about toilets, but in some of the public bathrooms are literally a hole in the floor, and that's the truth. They got a little bit of an angle down like that and a hole in the floor. There's no sitting. It's you hover, and I'll let it go at that. But that's in China, that's the way it was too, and in Korea, some of those
I
places.
guess you
are-
gotta let it go at that, huh?
Yeah, we'll just
Bobby.
let's just make sure when you're in those positions, if you just make sure you have good balance because you don't want to be, you know, wow, and that's the end of that.
Boy, they could write a book just on the rock stars that were trashed trying to go to the bathroom in Japan.
In those places. All right, I don't know how we got off on that, but anyway, Laurel Canyon will be here. Question?
Yes, I have two questions for you.
Come on, boss.
The first one is from Cindy Spinning.
Hi, Cindy.
Bobby McGee. Tell the story, Bobby, how he wrote that song.
You know, I don't. Do you know?
I don't
really know the
actually.
story about Bobby McGee. Do you know, Dan? Hold on.
Just about the windshield wipers of a ride that he hooked going from St. Louis out west.
Yeah.
And it was pouring rain, and he was listening to the rhythm of the windshield wiper and started from there.
Yeah, is that right? See, I don't know the story, but I know. I guess this is a great problem to have because if you ever listen to his version, the real first version of it, it's a pretty cool kind of thing and song. Of course, Janis Joplin then took the song and flipped it around and made it her own song. And what a great compliment that is to a songwriter because he probably made him millions of dollars off of her doing that. But the issue is then everybody comes along and tries to capitalize and do that. And there was only one Janis Joplin. And you probably just should leave that alone. I can go to the Tennessee Whiskey song. If you ever listen to Tennessee Whiskey, listen to George Jones' version, listen to Dean's version, who wrote it, or listen to even David Allan Coe's versions. Incredible. But, you know, Chris Stapleton took it and did a whole nother thing with that. And then people come out and try to sing it like that, and it's not so good. So, but that's a good thing to have, to write a song like that. So I'm sorry, I don't know. The other question was, sir?
The other question is from Susie Roach. I'm a big Reba McEntire fan. What was a song that Bobby wrote that Reba recorded?
I wrote a song, and you know, you always want to talk about where you get ideas from. You folks are all old enough to remember when they had cigarette commercials on TV. And because I could do this, watch, I'll sing the first part, you'll sing the second part. Winston tastes good like a. See, y'all know those commercials. Pound it in your head. So there was a cigarette out called Lark cigarettes, and they had this new thing called a charcoal filter, which God knows probably helped kill you. But they said that the flavor, if you will, I never smoked, so the flavor or the smoke went over, under, around, and through. And I remember singing that, and I thought, that's a pretty good idea. I got over you long ago. I ain't under your spell no more. I've been around here too long. I've been over, under, and around, and now I'm gone. So that's where the idea for the song came. And I actually, you can't hardly do this anymore, but I actually went up to Reba with a little cassette tape and said, hey, would you listen to one song? And remember when you had Codaphones that had the little tape on it that you come back home and you play your tape? I kept it for a long time because it said, Bobby, this is Reba McEntire, and I'm going to record your song. So I had a song called Over, Under, and Around and Gone, and back then they had A and B sides. It was on the B side of a song called I'm Not That Lonely Yet. So back then, I told you about songwriters making money off of tangible items. You made money on sales whether you were the A or B side. So that record sold a lot of records. I'm Not That Lonely Yet, and I sold just as many on the B side. So that's
Yeah, I used to know a songwriter named Glenn Castleberry
Yeah?
that wrote a song and paid for his house, and almost nobody ever heard his song because it was the B-side single to Rhinestone Cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a song called Love Light that was the B-side to Rhinestone Cowboy. So every copy of Rhinestone Cowboy that got sold,
Yeah.
he got credit for it.
Well, they still had singles when Garth came out. They had singles when we were out. 45s is what I'm talking about. And so the guy, everybody knows that Irving Berlin wrote White Christmas. If you don't, now you know that. That's a 45 record that sold literally millions and millions. I don't even know what the B-side was, but whoever it was made just as much money on mechanicals. So that's the song. But anyway, back to Laurel Canyon. Gary Burrows, who's an incredible songwriter, will be here, and maybe he'll play some of his other songs.
Hopefully so, yeah.
During the show, right? Because that'd be awesome. All right, and then we moved to November 9th, which is Fleetwood Mac, and I remember looking at those tickets, and they're right up there already because those they've been here before, and they're awesome, and they would probably sell out. Stevie Ray Vaughan will be here. That guy was here last year. Were you here?
No, I wasn't here for that one, but I heard lots
Yeah.
of good things about him.
Yeah, he's pretty
Stevie
good.
Ray Visited is the name of the show.
Visited,
Yeah.
And he's pretty good. And again, we're here just to remind folks that are on Facebook to take questions. If you have any questions, fire away, because our producer back there, Captain Kurt, will immediately interrupt the show and say we have a special question, and we'll stop, bring everything to a halt, and answer your questions. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Queen. This will be interesting, y'all. The Queen tribute, because man, if you're trying to fill Freddie Mercury's shoes. That's some.
I've seen those guys. I've seen these tribute shows.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, they're very, very good.
They're
Yeah,
awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that dude's got to sing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it.
He can. Is
Yes,
that the
he
thing?
does. Yeah, it's going to be a great, great show.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
And tickets are real low on that one too, aren't they?
Well, we can. It's out there a ways, but we can always make room for you if you want to buy tickets for the show. I usually have ticket count on my thing, but I don't. Now, I was a fan. Let me see if you're correct. Of Brian May.
Oh,
Is that-
yes.
So what Brian May did, one of the things that I kind of stole from him was he was when you listen to those Queen records, he would play 3 guitar parts a lot of times, meaning you know what a solo is. You just play da 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 da, whatever that is. Then he'd play another harmony line on top of that, and then a third harmony line. So you listen to those Queen guitars, they really had a monster wall of guitars. Being a guitar player, I picked up on that right away, and I've done a lot of that. So basically, one guy can do it all in the studio, but when you're live, you better have
Right.
a few tricks, or you better have 2 or 3 guitar players. And it made, I think, a lot for the sound of Queen. I did that on my wedding march, y'all, for Here Comes the Bride. I went in and played it. Nathan Smith, who's here, went in and helped me produce, and it's like, Here Comes the Bride, but it sounds like Queen. All these walls of song. So Queen will be here, and we're excited about that on the 23rd. And we still have our Friday Night Lives in November, y'all. And please keep attending that because that keeps us all employed here, all the boys in the band.
Yeah, and that actually ends in November because after the 1st and all through December.
Yep, we done.
We don't have any more Friday Night Lives until it's once a month after the 1st of the year.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Keep in there, hang in there with us, boys and girls. We'll try to keep Friday Night
We
Lives.
might be able to
entertaining.
switch it to a Tuesday Almost Dead show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What, you move Friday Night Live to Tuesday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, right now, if you haven't looked at the schedule, starting at the first of the year, we're going to work every day because we're starting a new thing here at the Orange Blossom Opry called the Blues
Blues and Brews.
Blues
Oh,
and
yeah.
Brews. And that's going to go, it doesn't go every week, but it goes just about every week.
Marsha Ball on January 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know about some
A
of these
lot of
people
these,
who-
yeah.
Coming out swinging right off the bat.
Oh man, she's an Austin staple. She's amazing.
Yeah, and she's a guitar player too?
No, she's a piano player.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she's kind of Marsha Ball is kind of hard to describe. She's not so much blues; it's more like kind of Americana. She does a lot of like almost ragtime kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But she does do a lot of blues. She does a lot of soul, and she's an incredible singer. But man, she could play piano.
Oh, awesome. So that's every Wednesday here at the Orange Blossom Opry that we'll run through most of that early season. And that, in case you haven't noticed, Eddie, that gives us one day off because we do the podcast on Tuesday, and on Monday we have one day off. So I think I'll take that with a
Yeah,
smile.
never mind.
I've never been one for telling the boss, no, I don't want to work anymore, because every time Roger comes to me and says, hey, what would you think about this? And I go, yep, let's do it. Let's play. You know, we play almost every night. So on Wednesday, I'm excited about it because we got some, Walter Trout's going to be here. He's a guy that I do know. And I can't think of his name right now, Paul Thorne. Listen, y'all, if you don't come to another show at the Orange Blossom Opry all year, come to see Paul Thorne, because it will be a show that will just blow you away. I saw him, I think it might have been the first year I was here, because he hasn't been here in a while. And, you know, I don't know if the word didn't get out or was just new or whatever. There wasn't a lot of people here, but my gosh, what an incredible show that was. That guy is just an incredible human being. There are people, you know, that I think touch the audience, and you feel a part of them. You know, when you come to see some of these guys, and he was a guy, man. He just felt like you wanted. He was awesome. That's
Yeah,
all.
when you have one of them shows that is such a lasting impression,
Those.
that was one of them.
Those,
And
Eddie.
Those, yeah.
Not them. Not have one of them shows. It's those. Just
It's early.
yeah.
It's today Tuesday.
Just from your grammar major over here. It's not one of them shows, but it is. He is awesome. Come and see Paul Thorne, y'all. My gosh, you'll be glad you did,
Yeah.
because he's them shows are just them. Them shows are awesome. They're just awesome.
Them there shows.
Them there shows.
Pennsylvania thing. Yeah.
No, it's not a Pennsylvania thing. It's a bad grammar thing, and it doesn't matter where you're from. It's not them anything. When do you use the word them? Which ones do you want? I want them? No, I want those. I don't know where you use the word them. I'll have to think about that one. Anyway, so I lost my place. Let's move over to the first of the year.
Christmas shows.
Oh,
Christmas
well,
shows,
the-
yeah. We
yeah.
kind of.
Let me tell you
I
about
woke up with visions of sugar plums in my head because
Did you really?
yesterday.
Yeah, the
We were in the
guys.
studio all day.
There's something in the water over there.
The guys in the band, hats off to Dangerous Dave here, have been in the studio with me, and we're working on our Christmas show. You know, every year we try to create something different. We've had lots of luck with our Christmas shows, and you know, every year we try to take it to another level or try to do something different so you folks aren't seeing all the same thing. And it's taken a lot of work behind the scenes to make this show happen. But I'm really excited about it because I think we have something really, really different.
It's going to be fun. Yeah,
Different
it's
from
going to be
what
fun.
you might expect for the Christmas show. So you will not be disappointed on the Christmas shows. Lots of those. See, Eddie, that's how it rolls off.
Do
your
we have
tongue.
any? Do we have
Lots of
any
those
dancing
shows.
snowflakes?
No,
Oh.
we don't have snowflakes unless Heather Our other boss has got something planned I don't know about. But being that you have to clean it up after all
Oh,
of that,
no, never mind.
we could do the snowflakes. Like they did. Did you all know this? In Wizard of Oz, this is how my brain is so jostled. Remember all the snow in Wizard of Oz? You know that was all asbestos they were dumping on those people? Did you know that? That's true. So hopefully we will not be doing any asbestos droppings here or anything.
For a Gallagher thing. We had Gallagher here one time.
I worked with, if you go back and look at Sawyer Brown's very first video, our first big video was a song called Step That Step. And our manager managed Gallagher as well. And so Gallagher's in our first video. And so we did some shows with him. And I got to tell you this, that guy was really brilliant because he wrote all that stuff. And if you go back and watch some of his shows, his comedy was brilliant because it took research and he come off being funny, but he was very brilliant. But he also, was
Made a
famous
mess.
for Sledge-O-Matic.
Sledge-O-Matic.
And then the Sledge-O-Matic turned in. Where's Roger? Did he tear the place up here?
Oh, it was a mess.
One time. He was here one time. Yeah. What did they put a sheet out here? They did for people?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what he did with us is he would open, so they would literally put a sheet down on over all the instruments like that, and then out on the floor, that came out on the floor, but it just dropped over there. But people that had come to see Gallagher, rest his soul, in the front would sit with umbrellas and plastic on them because he'd just throw stuff at you.
That
He'd
stuff
come out
just
there
went
and
flying.
but I always thought he was pretty funny dude. God rest his soul. But anyway, he's in our first. He had this mask on his face, the back of his face, so he'd turn around and the back of him would be a mask, and then it was really funny. Check that out at some point. Anyway, Gallagher will not be here.
No.
For the Christmas
I
shows,
think
yeah.
after the first time Roger Byers went,
Yeah,
okay,
that's it.
one and done. Yeah, he was a handful. He later kind of probably went about half crazy. You gave me this lemon thing an hour ago, and I've still yet to figure out how to open it. Yeah, but I finally think I got it open now. So, hey, what, you found it on the floor? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was in your pocket? How long has it been in your pocket?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
He got it on the floor in Japan.
I found it on the
Japan.
floor at Walmart yesterday and said, "No, this looks good. I'll take this to Bobby." Hey, Bobby, eat anything. All right. Then we also got New Year's Eve coming up, folks. And that's always a big party here. You never know what happens because we try to switch up the band and play different things and just be stupid. We get our sound man up here and you'd, not to toot his horn, but you'd have to admit, you've been in the studio. We've been working with, Nathan is awesome.
Amazing.
But he's an awesome sound guy, but he's an amazing drummer, y'all. I mean, I think a lot of people probably don't know that, but he can hold his own with the best of them, which I think helps him in his other job of being a sound man is being a musician and
Right,
being
yeah.
a drummer. Don't you feel?
Oh, absolutely. And just his sense of rhythm, his knowledge of harmony,
Yeah.
the way he helps arrange the songs. It's just
Yeah,
Nathan's the man.
Yeah, he's a talented dude back there. I can't stand the guy personally,
Well,
but But the main thing,
His
it's,
wife is an angel.
Yeah, well, his wife's so much nicer than he is. She's,
Okay, I have to come clean. The real reason I go to the studio is because she has cookies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
every time we go in the studio, Nathan's wife makes us not how do you say that? Not sugarless. That's not the word. But cookies that don't have sugar.
Naturally sweetened.
Gluten
yeah.
and sugar free.
Sugar free. That's what it. And gluten free
Wow.
too, right? Mike,
Yeah.
comes,
Yeah.
Mike comes to the studio. And,
I enjoy when he critiques you guys and he sits back just at his board there and says, "Oh, by the way, you missed a note."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's well, he got incredible ears, which that's part of the thing is I mean he that's what he does. I'm playing guitar and you are, and we get done and it's kind of hard to tell. You're trying to do a good job, and boy, Nathan's the guy that goes, that bar back there, points it out on the thing, Dave, you screwed up, or me. Or anybody, because that's where he is. That's
Well,
how dead
one
on.
of my favorite phrases is he's like, "Do you think you got it?"
Yeah, that's what he says. Bobby, he said that to me about 3 times yesterday. Bobby, you think you got it? And I don't want to say yes because I know as soon as I say, well, yeah, of course I nailed it, he's going to say, well, you need to go listen to this. So several times he's taken me to the cleaners, but it's all just brilliant.
And to make it sound better, it really does.
It's all for the good of the whole thing. The Christmas show, our little what we're planning for the first part of the Christmas show.
It's going to be special.
Yes, is that the word you're using?
Special.
Yeah, that's what they'll be saying. Boy, that was special. But we might have gone over the deep end yesterday. I don't know, but we're certainly having fun.
I liked it.
But that's we like to acknowledge that because on New Year's Eve is where I was going with it. A lot of times on New Year's Eve, Nathan gets up and plays with the band, and he played for years. It's a simple thing, but for years, I don't know how simple it is. They wanted to hear Wipe Out, Wipe Out, Wipe Out. Our drummer just would not play it. So on New Year's Eve, Nathan got up and just blew it out of the wall. I mean, just tipped it up. But he also played Jeff Beck's Going Down. You ever seen that video floating around out there somewhere? You all of us on New Year's Eve, Nathan up there playing Jeff Beck. So I'm going down and just killing it. So anyway, good job for Nathan and enough tooting his horn. What about me?
Well,
And we are now 7 days away from when all the big tickets go on sale for our whole season.
So in 7 days, what? Everything will be open up
October
then?
8th, yes.
Yeah. So
9 a.m., correct?
Where's Heather? What is that?
9 a.m., yes.
I got
They
the
go on
goalpost
sale
signs.
9 a.m.
yes.
Yeah, so good deal. And then you'll be able to buy tickets for everything. So
Yes.
right now,
And if they haven't looked at the website, there are some amazing acts coming in after the first of the year.
they've done an incredible job of bringing in why I don't have them in front of me, but I do. Here they are.
Crystal
right here.
Gale.
Oh yeah, oh your
we
favorite.
got
You know who's going
Lee
to be
Greenwood,
here?
Bellamy.
Phil Dirt and the Dozers, man.
Yeah.
You know they're crazy. I thought they were just kind of a local band around Ohio area, but they're pretty famous.
Out there doing the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. They will be here. A lot of new things that I see coming. I text the girls from the Isaacs yesterday, Friday, because I see they're coming back. I don't think they were here last year, and the Isaacs are always awesome, and they will be here. Crystal Gale. Now the Cleverleys are coming, and if y'all don't know who the Cleverleys are, they I don't know how to explain this, but they play bluegrass type music because they have banjos and fiddles and upright bass, I think, but they play rock songs, and it's Walk Like an Egyptian. You've not seen anything until you've seen a bluegrass version of Walk Like an Egyptian. Who had that song, Eddie? I don't know. You would know.
Bangles.
The Bangles, yeah.
So they play. Here's the Bangles song played on bluegrass music. So they're really funny because their humor's real dry, like not sarcastic, but you know it's here's a big bluegrass smash hit that and it's some song by the Bangles. They will be awesome, and the Grassroots will be back. I think that's awesome. Susie Bogus will be here. Ricky Skaggs will be here. Jimmy Fortune will be here. There's a Friday
Neil
Night
McCoy.
Live. Who?
Neil McCoy.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's one reason, Roger, why I can't. I don't want to do the show as the weekend that Sawyer Brown has rescheduled their show at the Ryman is the weekend Neil McCoy's here, and I've been buddies with him a long time. Need to hang in there for him and be here for him. Ricky Skaggs. There's a few Friday Night Live stuck in there. I think once a month.
Once a month,
after
yeah.
the first of the year, we're going to get in there, and so you guys need to hang in there strong with us. The Bellamy brothers will be here. Lee Greenwood. Hopefully, how do you say this, Eddie? Louis Prima, is that his name?
I screw that up every time.
I screw it up.
do.
Is it Prima, Roger? Prima.
I thought it was
Before
Prima.
my time.
Prima. I never get it right. He was
Yeah.
scheduled here. What is it, ma'am?
Prima, yeah.
Prima. Okay. Prima.
Yeah,
Are you
should
sure?
have been an E in that.
Okay.
See,
Prima.
I credit that guy with me having my job.
Louis
'Cause-
Prima.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be here the weekend I auditioned.
Yes.
And when he canceled, I got to play Friday Night Live.
Oh,
for-
we threw,
yeah.
Roger, we threw a Friday Night Live in because he was sick or something, right, sir? Something
Yeah.
like that. I think he was sick last year, and so he canceled. And then we got stuck with this.
All right, here's two of them that I haven't seen, and I've looked at this list.
They love you, Dangerous.
Ah, thank you.
They love you. Go
I've
ahead.
looked at this list twice, and I haven't seen these before. We've got a Doobie Brothers tribute band coming in. The Brothers
Yeah, the
Doobie.
Brothers Doobie.
That one.
Oh, really?
And I have no idea who George Casey is.
I don't either, but they have.
Is he a comedian?
Wow.
Wow.
He's a comedian. Well, there's another one too. Jeff Allen's coming in.
Yeah, we know
too.
Jeff Allen.
We see Jeff. He'll be here. And let's see. There looks like Bob Seger.
The Jive Aces.
Jive Aces. Hey, you want to know something? I probably didn't tell you this, Roger, but Gene Watson and what's his name, Chad?
Yeah.
Sent me a text the other day wanting to know how everybody was at the Opry because they were concerned about the
weather.
hurricane that went through here and everything. And Gene and Chad both reached out and said, hey, they were checking on us. And I said, everybody came through the hurricane fine except for me. Please send money to Bobby Randall at Post Office Box. Not true, but I thought that was really nice that they reached out to us. And did I see there's another hurricane coming? I
Yeah.
always say that. It does. We don't know. Roger's saying we don't know yet. We don't know. But anyway.
Daly and Vincent haven't been here in a while.
Yep. They're pretty awesome as well. They're going to be here, and you can look at the website. I was trying to look a little bit further out to see what's going on out
John
into
Conley.
March. Riders in the Sky. Here's a salute to Tina Turner. That ought to be big,
yeah.
huh? Oh man. Tina Turner was on the same record label I was. We were both on Capitol Records, and I got to go to a couple of her shows, but I never played with her. We got to meet her. Looks like Hotel California will be back again in March. So if you missed them this time, you can. The music of Brooks and Dunn. There's our old boy Kenny Evans coming in. Those shows always sell out. Let's see. Salute to Tina Turner. I didn't see that. That's awesome. That'll be good. Of course, Rhonda Vincent, the Bluegrass, Queen of Bluegrass will be here. John Denver Tribute will be here. I'm just looking down here. The Jive Aces. It looks like Walter Trout. Oh, no, that's the fourth. Never mind. That's the same one. I got ahead of myself there. And John Conley will be here, who's always awesome. So a lot of things going on.
What is the Vintage Vixens?
The Vintage Vixens, is that what it is? It's, it's a group of people that they come out with Vicks, the nasal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually
Plastered all over everybody.
They plaster Vicks,
Yeah.
Vixen or Vicks.
Throw
whatever,
it on the people in the
all
front row.
all the people, and then the audience rubs Vicks on the bottom of their feet, and then everybody goes home feeling better.
Yeah, that'll work.
I don't know what it is, but you can look it up. But it's something.
Probably,
that must be
maybe
old.
it's a comedian if it's on a Sunday night.
If it's on a Sunday night, probably. Is that a comedian?
Not a
Roger?
comedian?
No, it's not. We have no idea.
Please
what we're
tell
talking
me it's not a polka band.
about. What is it, Dave or Dan? Dan knows. Dan knows everything.
It's a woman's group like the Williams Sister, 3-part harmony songs like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Oh, like the Andrews
from-
Sisters.
Cool.
Yes,
Right.
Andrews Sisters.
But so they don't
On
wear.
Mother's Day?
Yeah.
All right.
So they don't wear Vicks or anything, right? That's
No.
got Vicks Vapor Rub's got nothing to do with. They're missing an opportunity. Yeah. You know that stuff about putting Vicks on the bottom of your feet? That's not true. All that does is burn like hell. It doesn't do any. It does not help your. So don't do that. As I'm gullible. Somebody said, "Hey, put Vicks on the bottom of your feet." It's
My
good.
parents still do that. They believe that.
On the bottom of your feet or their
No,
own?
under your nose and on the bottom of their feet.
Well,
Under
your
the nose.
it
Yeah.
helps a little bit because it kind of it smells like it does, and it kind of roasts out those things. But I never got the feet part. Why would you? If your nose, it's a little backwards. If your nose run and your feet smell.
No, your
I'm
feet
not
have a
sure
lot of
that-
nerves in there. A lot of nerves.
In your nose or in your feet?
Your feet.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of nerve, Eddie. Singing.
Yeah, I have a lot
And that's
of-
got nothing to do with your
I have a
nose.
foot massage chair, and you can tell them
we have
nerves.
a-
when
Oh,
you hit it.
we got a question here. This will be, and this lady's smart too. This will be a good question.
This one is for Dave. My very favorite song that you sing is John Deere Green.
Yeah.
Do you sing that for Charlene? And you don't sing it often enough.
Oh, well, thank you. I learned it actually from my youngest son because he loved that song because it said Charlene in it. And so, I sing it. I have sang it for her, but no, I actually learned it because my youngest son, that was his favorite song when he was a little bit younger.
I heard that song before anybody. A guy named Dennis Lindy wrote that song. He wrote some songs for Sawyer Brown. He wrote all of those crazy songs. He wrote John Deere Green. He wrote Bubba Shot the Jukebox. He wrote some other huge songs. And I heard that song right after they demoed it. A guy named Blake Chansey, who was producing Joe Diffie at the time, said, "Hey, listen to this." And it was like, oh my gosh. He also wrote "Burning Love" for Elvis, same guy. So, any more questions? Because we got to be rolling out of here. A lot of things going on at the Orange Blossom Opry. Busy this year after the first of the year. I think it's, this is starting my 5th year here. I think next year is probably one of the busiest years that we've had. And I always like to say this, we do a lot of work here to make this happen, but we couldn't do it without all of you folks out there who support the Orange Blossom Opry. God bless all of you folks for coming out here every Friday night, Saturday, supporting the shows. We'll try to do our part, and you try to keep showing up, and it'd be awesome. Any parting words from you, Eddie, because we never know when. Oh, yes, sir. Quick question. Yes, sir.
I noticed that you used to carry a Martin D35 up on stage there.
Yep.
And since then, you switched over somehow to Takamine. Is there a reason why you did that?
Well, the Martin's a 74 Martin, and it's a sweet guitar. I still have it. It's got my Takamine. I've had that guitar since it was new. I bought it new in '84, '5. What year is it, Dave? You know what year?
Yeah, I think it's 85.
Somewhere in there, '85. And it's been my go-to guitar. Never fails. It's all beat to hell, but it never fails. It always works good and everything. But I do have a new guitar coming. So as soon as I can get some
a new old guitar.
As soon as I get some electronics in it.
See, we need therapy here.
Yeah,
we need we need to hire a therapist. Of course, I'm not telling about memorabilia.
Yeah, well, I've got a 1944 Gibson that I just bought, and as soon as I get some guts in it, meaning some electronics in it so I can play it, you'll see that out here on the stage because it's an awesome guitar. But I don't have a preference.
Which electronics did you choose for it?
I have we're looking at a bag system or looking at a Fishman system. I have Fishman in all of my other ones.
Fishman.
Because those don't come with pickups in them. That Martin doesn't. And but the Takamine, it's just hard. It's been in a really bad car wreck with me. If you look at the bottom, it's busted. I was in a really bad car accident, and the talk was in the wreck with me, so it's a little bit of a personal guitar to me. But you'll see a 1944
J45.
J45, a 44 J45.
Right?
45, 44, anyway. We've got to run, everybody. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. God bless America, and God bless all y'all. Thank you so much, everybody.